Big Balls Bob. Not to be confused with Tiny Balls Todd.
I do have a body. It's very fantastic. More of a temple, really, than a body.
I can't tell if he's doing a bit or not.
I'm glad you brought that point up because
Todd's a pussy.
It's right next to Todd's OnlyFans.
It's on the internet.
Yeah, Todd's not dumb. I tried to get in a high honors English class once, and they called my parents and were like, hey, just tell him he can't do it. It shows. It really shows. I'm a dumbass, and I'm sorry.
The first time you've been let out of mom's basement, right?
Oh, no, I'm still in mom's basement, actually.
I hate you guys so much.
I'm going to throw these two guys into the screen so that if I die, they can carry on the legacy of crap that is this show. Good evening, Packer fans. How the heck are we all doing? If Facebook and Twitter is anything, we're all just got done playing Madden because we think the Packers can just go ahead and make any trade that we feel needs to be made, regardless of any other factors out there. So we hope that for the next 45, 55 minutes, you put the Xbox controller down for a little bit, come talk some actual Packers stuff with us, some real life football things based in reality. And yeah, welcome in, everybody. Cheers. Lombardi's Bar. I'm your bartender, Dan Kotnick. We are brought to you by Artec Ventures. The goal of Artec Ventures is to collaborate closely with founders throughout all the investment and fundraising stages, turning their visions into successful companies. Since 2020, Artec Ventures has helped turn great ideas into profitable businesses that make an impact on industries, communities, and beyond. Visit artecventures.com for more info. Cheers, Artec Ventures. Let's get our drink of the week, everybody, before we get into things. The three Smith kind of realized that the Packers hadn't actually completely signed Jalen Smith, but I think the bet still works. It's a simple drink. It's just a Moscow Mule, some ginger beer, a little vodka thrown in there, but it's a triple shot. It's a triple shot of Smithworks vodka. That's what's his name? Who's the guy that's married to Gwen Stefani? Blake Shelton. It's Blake Shelton's vodka. So not just one part vodka, but we got three vodkas because we got the three Smiths now in here, and I'm sure Wayne Larravee's thrilled to have three Smith brothers out on the field. Let's talk to these two guys about how bad the front office is for the Green Bay Packers. I'm guessing Todd Varney and Jimmy Christensen. Guys, how are you doing? How are you handling all of the all of the stuff that's gone down today?
Absolutely fine. I didn't have hopes of us getting Stephon Gilmore from the jump. Sure, it would have been nice. But if you've been a Packer fan for any amount of time, you probably knew that wasn't happening down in the pit of your heart. So I'm handling it just fine. Waiting to see if the Jalen Smith thing actually goes through. So we'll see.
Sorry, I really like that. Is that Dan or Casper?
Why the shot at me?
Dude, you just have this like white glow over whatever camera thing you're doing.
It's my ring light. I'm trying a different setting. Before on the other setting, it looks like I'm too washed out. I'm too bright.
I have a question. What if we jumped on more than like 5 minutes before we go live some week and we actually test settings?
I was here Todd, you were in the room when I was in the room testing my different light settings.
You should have asked us for our opinions.
So you tested it and then thought this looks good?
I looked at this and I said it looked better than what I had.
Time to dry out, brother.
I mean, at least Jimmy just goes looking like shit every week.
Yeah, you just get used to it. People know what to expect.
I don't know what to do.
Can we address real quick though? Can we please address this Jalen Smith thing? Because you guys are saying it's not official. Ian Rappaport put out that it won't be finalized tonight, but Green Bay is where Jalen Smith said he wants to play, and the Packers and him have that kind of agreement. So it's not. Are we just saying it's not official because the contract isn't signed, or you think he might go somewhere else?
Because since Ian Rappaport tweeted that out, let's see. At 4:30, at 5 o'clock, Demovsky said the Packers are attempting to finalize a deal with former Cowboys linebacker Jalen Smith, but other teams are still courting him, per sources. The Packers are the favorite, but told he has not informed anyone of his decision yet.
Okay, but Demovsky's also kind of a
Well,
tchotch bag, but he is an informed tchotch bag, so I'll give him that. I had to censor myself because I was going to say a very not friendly word for this. But yeah, no, that makes sense. He sucks, but he probably is right.
Yeah, that the Demovsky tweet is what gave me the pause. Was
shout out Uncle Dick.
I don't know.
Great. I just like Iowa Joe making fun of Todd. Wow, Todd can read. That happens every time Todd reads something, and I love it.
I've just memorized a lot of words.
Real quick, Peter, cheers from the UK, bud. Glad to see you back in here. Good to see you.
Hello.
So no, I agree with you, Todd. I don't think that there was really a chance that we actually landed Stephon Gilmore. I saw that. I actually that's a pretty good one though, Matt.
That's
I like
fantastic,
that.
Matt.
That's a pretty good one. I wish I looked like Patrick Swayze. But it's just like it's just one of those things again. Is like I want one of them just to actually happen. If for nothing else, if to shut everybody up that I see in comment sections and everything else is this isn't Madden. Like you don't just get to say like, oh, hurt the dirt. Like the Patriots are ready to trade Stephon Gilmore. Let me trade 3 first-round picks from the future because I'm only playing 1 year franchise mode and I want to get this guy on my team. Like
yeah.
It's a pick.
Wait, you guys don't turn trades off. Like,
They can't deny it.
Yeah, there's no trade denials on Madden. You shut that shit off and make your trades.
Todd has
Salary cap.
Now see,
Adrian
Trades.
Peterson.
Oh, let's go for it.
Now see what I always did was any player that you want, you go in and change them to a punter. And then the system recognizes it as a punter. And so it's more likely to trade you the player than
I feel like that's more work than just turning trade decline.
I didn't know you could do that.
I haven't played a Madden. I think the last Madden I had was 2015. So that was a thing then. I don't know if it still is.
See, that's what I'm not sure you can turn trades off. That's why I always say you got to go into you edit the roster. And if you want Patrick Mahomes, you turn him into a punter.
Shout out Uncle Dick.
I love how he's getting involved in this too. Just Wayne, man.
You guys know that's Labo, right?
I don't care who it is.
Oh
It's
yeah,
fantastic. And it's Uncle Dick.
That.
It will forever be Uncle Dick.
Uncle Dick Kotnick. Now
I have an Uncle Dick, but it's on my mom's side, so he's not a Kotnick.
No one asked Dan.
I'm just
Dan,
trying to set
look,
the record straight.
We know your family better than you do. I met them all in Green Bay. They came to my birthday party. We had a good time.
Yeah, there's been at least 4 conversations throughout the last week or two where Kelsey's like, well, did I tell you about what Todd and Jimmy and I talked about? Like, no. It's like, yeah, we talked a lot of shit.
I don't remember any of it. Not that I was that drunk, but that's too long ago for me to recall any conversation I had. You can't stop the dick. All right, so are you guys in favor of the Jalen Smith thing before we get super distracted, which we will? Are you guys if we end up getting Jalen Smith, is that something you guys think is going to be beneficial for the team, or do you think it's really not much better than Chris Barnes, or there's really no one else after Chris Barnes?
I don't know. I mean, I'm not too crazy about him. He hasn't been, a Pro Bowler or taking Pro Bowl form for a while. So it'll be interesting to see if it's just a change of pace that he needs and getting somewhere else, or if he goes, you know what, screw it. Whether I'm good here or not, the Cowboys are still going to pay me a ton of money this year. So
fuck it.
Yeah. I mean, it depends. It depends on what the contract looks like. If he can't be coming in on something crazy, right?
No, probably do a cheap ass 1 year deal. See if he can revitalize Campbell,
right?
And he's super athletic. And I don't know. We've already tested out Oren Burks on the edge. We put Kamal Martin there for a little bit. Maybe that's something with Zadarius Smith gone that they just even try a little bit in practice to see if there's any potential. But at this point, what's it hurt to add another weapon, if you can even call him a weapon, but another piece to see if it ends up panning out?
Yeah. I mean, if it doesn't work, then oh well. You know, it's not like this is a high draft pick that they invested in, or that it's like a huge free agent. Like, this isn't Zadarius Smith coming in, you know, where if it doesn't pan out, it looks super bad. It's Jalen Smith. It's a guy that got cut by his team middle of the year. And not only that, but like you said, he's getting paid millions of dollars to not play for that same team. Yeah. And so if he pans out, it's great. If he's even just marginally better than Oren Burks or Chris Barnes, you've upgraded that middle linebacker position.
Or Ty Summers, who's been on the damn field again. What? As long as I don't have to watch Oren Burks and Ty Summers playing all the damn time, like, how long are we going to let these guys run around on the field knowing that they are not a fit on this team?
I think this has to be, well, we probably said this last year, but now that they have Joe Barry, who's kind of like inside linebackers his spot, and if they can't perform under that or show improvement, like, this has to be the last year. And Oren Burke has shown some improvement. Ty Summers, on the other hand, hasn't really performed up to the level and our expectations were low, but it seems like even this year it's been lower. So I really don't see him, unless it's just, we have Jalen Smith in the chat, unless it's just simply special teams. I don't see how he makes this roster.
Welcome to the team, Jalen.
Jalen, do me a favor. Make sure that Oren Burks doesn't play 60% of the snaps like he did last week ever again.
Speaking of last week, Todd, who you buying around for?
Ooh,
see what I did there?
Love it.
That was one hell of a transition. But I think we need our host to do the transition.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Because we have a sponsor for that, Jimmy.
Because Buy Around is sponsored by our friends at Lakefront Brewery. It's one of Wisconsin's largest craft breweries since its founding in 1987 by brothers Russ and Jim. Okay, Todd, I should have asked this. This is my fault. I should have asked how to say their last name.
Klish.
Okay.
Just like it looks.
Okay. Hey, I want to make sure Lakefront Brewery gets the respect and honor it deserves as our sponsor.
Sounds like a great question to ask ahead of time.
It would have been. Working. It really would have been. And it was in the back of my mind, and then I got sidetracked by the light. Lakefront has earned numerous awards and created many industry firsts. Currently, Lakefront Brewery offers more than 20 different beers in over 30 states and several countries. Lakefront Brewery tours are among the most popular in the United States, with over 100,000 guests taking the tour yearly. Unlike most brewery tours, Lakefront steps the game up and was one of the first to offer beer before, during, and after the tour. Brewing flavorful, high-quality craft beer has been their passion for over 30 years. They'd love to tell you their story over a pint and a tour next time that you are in Milwaukee. Visit lakefrontbrewery.com to schedule your tour today. Open up another tab and do it right now. Todd, who are you buying a round of Lakefront for?
I'm going to go with Kenny Clark. He played pretty damn solid last week. Isn't putting up crazy numbers, which you're not going to see from a guy like Kenny Clark, but just being in the backfield a lot, kind of being dominant at the line of scrimmage like we've been waiting for Kenny Clark to do. And that's freeing up the linebackers, making Devondre Campbell look really good, helping Rashawn Gary get some pressures in there. So it's always nice when you get Kenny Clark working inside.
Beautiful. Yeah. No, I agree. Kenny Clark's been on a tear this year. This is by far, last year he kind of got a pass with that groin, but he's earning every bit of that contract he signed before last season. The man has been a monster. And there was that clip, I think maybe it was Ben Fennell put out, of his his first step off the ball. And he is already lunging into two Steeler players while everyone else behind him's like just getting out of the snap, or just getting out of their break. It was incredible.
Yeah, Kenny's been killing it this year. Jimmy.
Yeah.
Because I can see the show note.
Correct. Yes.
What the hell is this? Where are we going with this?
I'm buying the refs around. the like whatever their least favorite beer is, I'm buying them round to that, because saying Joe Hayden was offside, thank you, because homeboy I don't think was, and you took that touchdown away from him. You fucked him over. We ended up getting a field goal. I appreciate it, refs. You still suck, but at least you sucking is helping us. So referees, your least favorite beer on me from Lakefront. They're all good though, so at least it won't be terrible. But just that one play, the rest of them suck. Like,
no, the rest of the plays were terrible. That one, that was literally the only. I mean, it's not even like that they were good. It's that they just happened to be bad in our favor one huge moment out of the game. And if this is flip-flop, Packers Twitter's burning this mother to the ground.
Oh, yeah. I'd be fuming. They'd be my pay the tab. I'd be calling them all see you next Tuesdays, but not this time. They are my best friends
let's get this on the record. He wasn't.
Are we going to say the C word?
What?
Jimmy said they were seeing next Tuesdays. You said, let's get this on the record. Are we saying the C word?
No, I can already feel like producer Nick is going to just end the show. We're in here.
Right. I'm going to go back to whatever I was doing before that. Never mind. Keep going, guys. You're doing great.
They weren't offside, right?
No.
No, completely onside.
Yes. But fuck it, I'll take it.
Right. No, I'm not gonna look a gift horse in the mouth, especially when it comes from people like that. You know the people I'm talking about. Referees.
People.
I'm buying around for Eric Stokes, our now apparently de facto cornerback one, CB1.
Someone's already on the bandwagon after being.
I was on the bandwagon. I was on. I was on from the beginning. I won't hear the slander against it.
Whatever.
I love Eric Stokes. The kid is balling out so far. And honestly, like it just even the plays that he wasn't making, as somebody, I forget who said it. I don't remember. I forget who said it. I think we said it last week.
Dude, you're killing it today.
Yeah, I'm loving this. This is fantastic.
I picked Smithworks vodka. Who is that? Who did?
What did we say last week?
I got sidetracked asking a question because I was fixing my lighting that I still didn't fix.
I thought the lighting is fixed. I think the lighting looks fine. Even when he's not making the plays, he's in a position to actually make the play. You know what I mean? He's not getting burned. He's not 10 feet away from the wide receiver, leaving a guy wide open. He's just, anytime that he's not making the play, it's because the other guy just plays a little bit better or beats him. He's always in a position to at least be there to try to make the play, no matter where he is. So Eric Stokes, so far, looks like the lights aren't too bright for him. I'm really interested to see, though, if he's running as cornerback one, and he has Kevin King / I don't know, Cabianento or Shannon Sullivan as cornerback 2 or 3. I just wonder. I'm hoping that he can still play at that level. But for right now, for what you've done already so far, Eric, drinks on me.
He doesn't want them from you because you already called them out last time.
Yeah.
I think I have bought him more rounds than I have had him pay. I think I had him pay one time, and
because you had to make up for you shit down for no reason.
I didn't.
I'm taking Todd's job.
Absolutely.
Todd's job today, being aggressive.
Oh yeah,
you,
why
Dan.
am I up here? So
I don't know. I don't like
that's
it.
probably what's making Dan look even worse. Is I've got the new camera. I'm in 4K.
I'll fix it.
There we go. I'm in 4K right next to him. It's not fair to Dan.
Yeah, that's what it is. Pay the tab, guys. Who needs to pay the tab after last week? Todd.
Eric Stokes. Terrible. Ha, took that one from you. I'm going to go with the NFL reporters. Like, can we stop trying to be the first, but be right? Like, again, so much of what happens in the Twitter sphere is somebody saying like, oh, this is a likely landing spot. Oh, a source told me that there's, and like, then 2 hours later, they're like, well, it's still, we're still looking into it. But, like, just stop. Just tell us something when you have something concrete. Don't just keep running out and being like, my mailman today said he would really like to see these two guys play together.
Is there a specific like moment or writer that you're not looking to call out or anything?
No, just in general. I mean, I'll always take a shot at Schefter, that moron.
Worth it. Worthwhile.
Yeah, and like, so that's the thing is like, especially for Packer fans, where he put himself this offseason, it would be so easy for Ian Rappaport or anybody else to go, hey, you know what? I'm going to come in second with the scoop, but I'm going to be right with it. So let's let Schefter keep coming out with stuff, but we're going to have the right stuff when we talk. And it's going to endear you to Packers fans that much more, as well as everybody else in a fan base that Schefter gets wrong.
Yeah. Do you think, because what it started off today, Gilmore was released, and then it was ended up being that they didn't release him yet. They were still trying to find a trade for him. So they jumped right away on he was already cut, and then ended up getting traded to Carolina. Right?
What about that?
Well, I think
that's how they fucked up today is what I'm asking.
I think it was more that they didn't elaborate on the full story. Because like he technically was going to be cut, but he couldn't be cut until 4:00 at like the end of the business day, I think, was the rule.
Okay.
And so that gives them the time to say that. And also I think it was more, that story is very clearly leaked that he's getting cut to try and increase the trade proposal that you're going to get from Carolina. Because I think that's right from the jump. They wanted Carolina. Carolina was already in the bag. They're just trying to churn all this stuff up to get a little bit more out of them. So I don't know Todd, I don't know if today was maybe more like what you're saying and more that like most of those NFL reporters are just like lackeys for
in general.
They just carry the water for the NFL and owners and everybody else and agents because it's all just about garnering,
So then Schefter put out a tweet, Todd's favorite, and said the Falcons offered Gilmore a contract and he just blatantly said no. But that can't, if he's not even released yet, that's not even a thing, right? Unless it was like part of the trade and they offered it and said, hey, we'd extend you, and he just said no. Like that, is that just a bullshit thing that Schefter is putting out?
So it could have been like, if he was looking for a sign and trade or somebody like wanted to go somewhere that was going to offer him a deal. But like, I don't know that Atlanta's a contender. So depending on what Gilmore's contract looks like, he might have veto rights or a no trade or something like that to be able to step in and say, no, I'm not going to go play for them.
Point. I forgot about the no trade clause.
Mm-hmm.
This is why we have you here, Todd. You're just such a inside knowledge.
Yeah.
Great job.
Yeah.
Front office insider. It's like Andrew Brandt on the show or something.
Yeah. Or like an Adam Schefter.
Get the fuck out of here, Jimmy.
Yeah, that was an insult.
I was just all right. I was gonna ask Jimmy who he wants to pay the tab.
Let me tell you.
Go, Jimmy?
Kind of going off what I had last time of the refs for telling Joe Hayden, like, hey, you actually didn't get a touchdown. I'm doing the right side of our offense or our field goal kicking unit because we almost lost the game to the 49ers because they got through and just barely missed blocking the ball. This time they turned into a touchdown. Like, that shit has to be fixed. Like, blocking a field goal is one of the hardest things to do in like a game. And so far we almost let two happen 2 weeks in a row. Like, that shit has to be fixed. I don't know what the fuck they're doing wrong. If they're just saying like, hey, you're not fast enough, and they forget they're playing against the best athletes in the world. But I don't know. At least put a hand.
I'm not on the field.
Sorry. Second best athletes in the world.
Thank you.
Put a hand on them. Just fucking blow on them. Something to slow them down. Like, please.
You meant just like as Joe Hayden's running by, Big Bob is just like right in his ear hole.
Oh yeah, I'll stop him. You see Lance Stevenson do it to LeBron? He was confused the rest of the time.
Pretty sure they won that series.
Yeah, but they were confused. They were confused.
They thought they lost the whole time. My pay the tab, it goes off of all. We're like literally half of our stuff is just about one play, this field goal thing. But it's the refs again. The refs, you missed that call, which, bless up, glad you did.
Thank you.
But the TJ Watt trip is especially coming after on the back of Adrian Amos's trip last week. I know it's not the same unit. I know it's not the same circumstances, whatever. But what I don't understand about that whole thing, it's like tripping is like holding. All of these calls are subjective. You know what I mean?
Adrian Amos wasn't very like that one was like
yeah, that was an obvious
out,
trip.
and it was that one was obvious.
No. What I'm saying is that all of these calls they're not objective. Did he throw the ball forward? Did the ball go forward? You know, did the ball cross the goal line? Yes or no? Those are objective plays. The subjective is that holding? Is that tripping? Is that a natural motion? If one guy calls it tripping, and and everyone else supposedly is watching all these other different parts, because remember, these are the mechanics of the NFL now, where one guy can't be watching for a blatant hit to the head of Devontae Adams anymore. And so one guy calls it tripping, and then we have this huge conference. What was the decision from the other referees that came in and said, I don't know, I saw this? Who's coming in and overturning that call? You know what I mean?
I mean, it could have been if the guy that threw the flag, all he saw was the classic trip motion of Rodgers' right foot catching the back of his left calf and going down. Clearly, he had been tripped, might have thrown the flag on that. And then if the other guy came in and said, I was watching the feed in that, and it wasn't a trip. It was the way he was running, the way he was being pushed, whatever, got it.
I didn't think it was that bad of a call. Like,
I didn't.
I personally didn't think it was trip. Like, it wasn't an Adrian Amos stick your whole leg out there trying to knock the guy down. Like, I think it really was just a very good covered up trip, or it was just it happened. I don't know. I didn't think it was that big of a deal, honestly.
I'm here on a hill alone.
Yes.
I am Jon Snow standing alone in the middle of the battlefield.
Yep.
I'm not coming to help you.
Standing up for
Are you bleeding?
our quarterback.
Bleed
That's
out.
my quarterback.
I hope you're ready to
For
die
now.
on that battlefield.
I don't think it was a trip. Like,
Am I taking crazy pills?
No, he might have like, I don't know. I didn't think it was that big of a deal. Like it wasn't, like I said, the Adrian Amos one was bad. This one wasn't that bad.
Oh,
like, I can understand why they were like,
Dan, you've got somebody coming to rescue you.
Yeah, you goddamn right.
Uncle Bob, I think you two need to dry out, brother.
But on top of that, let's look at the other play that happened nearly afterwards. I'm pretty sure it was the touchdown where Rashawn Gary, or no, it was the pass interference, another phantom pass interference call where Rashawn Gary is in the complete chokehold of the left tackle once again. I mean, it was another instance where we saw these blatant missed calls, I feel like, on both sides of the ball. And I just want, if it's a blocked field goal, then it's a blocked field goal. And the Packers deserve to have it returned on them the way that it was. If it's tripping, then it's tripping. If it's holding, then it's holding. I just want to stop having to talk about these big moments like this that involve the referees.
How do you like judge intent though? And that's what I looked at with the tripping call is,
but that's
he
what
was
I'm saying.
tripped, but it did not look like it was an intentional trip. His foot,
I thought
his foot appeared to stay
pretty intentional.
in the same path he was. He's engaged with another person. I mean, it's
how many times do you see a guy kick his leg out like that in a normal motion? I
don't know what replay you saw. I didn't see a leg get kicked out.
I sure did.
I don't know. Yeah, Dan, You're just really struggling today. I
Dan,
think that's all that means.
How bad of a take do you think it has to be that Jimmy and I are siding with the
no.
And we're not even being obnoxious about it.
No. Look. I go along with this a lot of the time to go with the bit. I'm not doing it this time.
This is no bit.
Take. No bit.
No. Jimmy and I are siding with the referees.
No, sometimes I know the line gets crossed. I'm a habitual line stepper. I understand it. And sometimes I stick by those takes just to make the content and the bit. But horse Pucky,
nice
am I doing it this time?
Pucky.
This is legitimate. And there are thousands of us, that call that a trip. I don't give a bleep, Brett. Let's step aside for
Brett, you got him fired up.
Let's step aside for a break. When we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more about this game and the game coming up this Sunday against the Bengals and some other stuff as well. You're watching Lombardi's Bar. Make sure you catch the MVS show every Tuesday here on Game On Wisconsin's YouTube channel. Make sure you hit subscribe if you have not done so already so you get notifications every time we go live. MVS, Freezer, Open Book, all that noise goes live.
And they go live right after us. We didn't have the clip for them, but they go right after Lombardi's Bar tonight and every Wednesday from now on. We have Open Book. Make sure you watch it. Obviously, they're not us three to look at, but it's not bad.
Yeah, and they're going to give you enough time. Get up, grab a new snack, refresh the beer, take a whiz, all that jazz, and then get back into Open Book.
Not an actual Open Book, though, because no one wants.
And you can get in their chat and tell them how much more intelligent and better looking we were just before them.
Because I probably will be under a made-up name. Labo, if you want to create one of your 6 accounts you had tonight and just tell them how much better we are, feel free.
So, I mean, Labo, you've created now, like, that's at least 3 or 4 different Gmail accounts because you have to have, like, that's what YouTube uses now is the Gmail account. So you've created 3 new email accounts, which
Brett's back.
Yeah, thanks, Brett. Thanks for stopping by.
No, stay, Brett.
Stick around, man.
Anyway, guys, I want to say before we go any further, tomorrow, voting opens for our best Packer Bar in America contest. We've got, I think the number is around 10 or 12 bars at my last count that have been submitted from across the country as the most Packerific bar to watch games at, to watch the Packers at. There's one in Ohio. We've got Kentucky. 2 from Denver made the list, they're like within a mile of each other. We've got one in Florida, one in South Carolina, one in Kentucky, one in Chicago, one in Wisconsin. We got a nice little mix of places in there. So make sure that you're checking out all of our social and the website and everything else tomorrow. The voting goes live for the best Packer Bar in America contest. They're going to get a sweet trophy. I haven't decided yet. I'm thinking it's got to be TBM. What's up? I guess I should just say Nate. I don't know why I said just the first.
No, just say the 3 letters.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Just any first 3 letters. But yeah, I'm thinking it's got to be like a championship belt, like a wrestling championship belt kind of thing.
That's fine with me. I'm fine getting whatever.
Yeah. All right. Well, make sure you go vote tomorrow, guys. And
are we? So is this going to be like bracket style, or how are we doing this?
No, this is straight up. This is straight up, like
Survey Monkey.
Yeah. Well, it's a Google form, not Survey Monkey, but
Okay.
Todd's really into logistics of it.
Yes.
Really,
Look, I just know that there's somebody that's been very curious about how the selection process is going to work. He might be here right now already calling it that we're going to Northern Kentucky, guys.
I really hope it's the Denver one. I just want to go back to Denver.
Oh my God.
Hang out with the
what, Brett?
recreationals.
Brett, you had me and now you lost me. There's nothing awesome in Minnesota except for the Wisconsin border.
Which technically isn't in Minnesota, but yeah.
Jimmy, I'm with you. I'm not trying to sway the public one way or the other, but like I just spent about just a little under a week out in Denver, and that was hella fun.
Mm-hmm.
I need to get back out there, so I would not be upset.
Potheads.
Not be upset
You
with that.
potheads.
I didn't do any weed.
I will.
If Jimmy, if it's us going out there,
Dan just confirmed
he didn't.
He didn't do any weed while he was
do any weed, guys.
I didn't do any marijuanas, guys. No marijuanas entered my body.
I didn't do the pot.
I didn't.
Like 2 minutes, he's gonna be talking about schnoz bears.
Shrooms, though, I did a ton of shrooms.
Yeah, guys, the meth there. Let me tell you about that.
You are freaking out, man. Guys, Sunday we've got the Cincinnati Bengals at Paul Brown Stadium in Cincinnati. This one means a lot to me because I grew up near Cincinnati. I hate Cincinnati. I hate the Bengals. And for some reason, these MFers always seem to play us so tough, and we lose half of the damn time to the freaking Bengals, and I absolutely hate it. So I hope to God we put a 40 burger up on these guys. Of course I'm a cop. You see what I'm wearing?
Dan's a cop.
See what the hell I'm wearing?
Yeah.
I didn't dress this way to blend in.
Oh gosh. All right. Well,
what are we looking forward to this weekend, guys? What are we most excited for, Jimmy?
I'm going with what running back takes over. Last week was the second half. AJ Dillon really stepped up. He had a really good game last week, and it kind of seems we're kind of riding the hot hand. They'll get their playing time regardless, but one player seems to always step up. Aaron Jones is the likely person just because of how dynamic he is. And you see the difference in how they run. Like I was talking to my dad, we were watching the game, and there's a cut where it took like Aaron Jones would be one step, he's in that hole. But AJ Dillon's big ass, it took him like 2 extra steps just to change his momentum. So I don't know. I just like to see the dynamic of those two, which player is going to end up, which way we're going to be going, the finesse runner or the power runner, and see if one of them can finally get over 100 yards.
Yeah.
There was the one pass to AJ Dillon to the left side that he got like 15 yards on, I think he picked up. That Matt LaFleur said when he called the play, he thought Aaron Jones was still in the game. And called that play for him, and it was like, okay, well, let's see. So it was nice that Dillon was able to still, make the run.
Speaking of Madden, how many times have we been there? Where I call a play, I'm like, oh, perfect, I've got Devontae over the top, and then I realize that I'm in like the completely wrong package. I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah, you're just in like 4 tight end set.
I've got Richard Rodgers out here. God damn it.
Makes it to the 5. You're sacked ready.
No,
Jimmy, you got to turn fatigue off too, by the way.
And interceptions. Be like, hey, they're not a thing this game.
No penalties where you're just running offside the whole time. Jimmy, I don't know if it's the same play. There was the one play that I remember from Dillon where it reminded me of that, where he's running to the right side and he cut back into the left. But when he cut, it looked like he was doing like a cornerback back pedal, where he was like doing like all like 5 steps to kind of like back pedal up and then go forward. But it fucking works for him, and I love that about him. That's what I love about both of these guys. They play completely different styles of the game, but it works. It just works both of them in the system. I love it. Todd, what are you most excited for?
I feel like this defense right away, we were all kind of all over Joe Barry. It's been improving each week. I'm excited to see what they do against a young, dynamic offense. Still to be seen if Joe Mixon's going to play or not. They're debating whether he's week to week or day to day, according to Zach Taylor. So he could be in there. But with Joe Burrow, and then you've got Jamar Chase on the outside, T. Higgins. I mean, they're young, they're explosive, they're a ton of fun to watch on offense. It'll be interesting to see how Joe Barry can attack that, especially if Jair's not in there. Who's going to be in that other cornerback position?
Any word on Kevin King lately? He still hasn't been practicing, right? Because of concussion.
He practiced today, I believe.
Yeah, practiced today, but I don't think he's officially cleared protocol yet.
Nah.
But
shit.
Trending in the right direction, I believe.
Sorry, Dan, before you go, I just want to shout out Brett. Follow us on Facebook. Thank you, Brett. Appreciate that.
Follow us on the YouTubes, Brett.
Hit subscribe. You beautiful bastard. All right, Dan.
5 stars.
Yep. Say how we're better than everybody else.
Exactly. Sort of in that same line, it's more specifically the secondary versus Joe Burrow / Jamar Chase.
Oh, real original.
I believe mine was up first.
Mine was up here first.
And that's all that matters.
I think that's the one that I think that's going to be the biggest key, is because they're starting to gain a lot. They're really getting a chemistry, Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, ever since Jamar actually kind of has fallen into a full participant of the offense. It's just synced up between the two, and it's starting to get a little dangerous. And now that you give them another extra couple of days to prepare for this game, so they play on Thursday against the Jaguars, and not only do they get a win, but they murder Urban Meyer's career in the process as well. I feel like Joe Burrow is playing like a guy that's been in this league 6-7 years now, and that's really scary. And so, especially if Eric Stokes is going to be on their number one guy, I assume that's Chase. And T. Higgins as well. Iowa Joe throws in there. Now you're choosing. It's going to be a bit of a toss-up how the secondary does. You're going to have to rely a lot on that 4-man front to get pressure and not let Joe Burrow beat you down the field. Because if Joe Burrow plays the game, if he plays in place of Ben Roethlisberger last week, that's a completely different game. Can't have that same kind of performance against a guy like Joe Burrow.
Yeah, there's that wide. I can't get over that wide open pass to Juju Smith-Schuster down the middle. That was just somehow Ben Roethlisberger mustered up all his strength that no one knew he had in his body and actually overthrew somebody. But that easily would have been a touchdown. So yeah, no, there's definitely, if we facing a competent quarterback, a young one with just as good as weapons around him, I don't know. It's going to be. This isn't going to be an easy game. Their defense has improved from last year. Their offense has a lot of talent. I don't know. I think we still win because I'm a naive Packer fan, but I don't think it's going to be an easy one.
No, it will not be easy. Because it's the Bengals. The Bengals, it bothers me more than you guys can imagine. Growing up just north of Cincinnati, and every 4 years, you get once every 4 years, like the freaking Olympics, to beat the Bengals. And the first time I remember the Bengals and Packers playing, the first time I remember it, was the infamous guy runs onto the field and takes the ball away from Brett Favre. And you have to go to school the next day and listen to everybody talk about that. And then
that was pretty funny though.
Not soon after that, I'm in college, freshman year. My roommate's a Bengals fan, and I have to sit there and watch the Bengals beat us in Lambeau Field. And then
you didn't have to. You could have left.
I guess. I didn't have anywhere to go. I was a freshman in college. Where was I going to go?
A ladies'
Pearls,
house.
Get a burger.
Okay.
So one nice thing, Dan, to help you, since all of a sudden you're on the Eric Stokes bandwagon, he, according to Pro Football Focus Premium College stats, in college, he allowed a total of 7 catches on 11 targets for 2 touchdowns against the likes of Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Devontae Smith, Henry Ruggs, and Jalen Waddle. So he's familiar with Jamar Chase, obviously played against him in college, and he held up against a whole lot of talent right there that we just named. So I think the fact that, over the course of his college career, he was only targeted 11 times against those guys, that's pretty significant.
True. Todd with the stats, man. Probably because he was just ignoring the rant you did about Cincinnati. He could find that.
I had to get that off my chest.
I was hoping that get a little more reaction, but whatever.
Todd's researching right now. How about drunk treat of the week?
Drunk treat of the week.
Let's start up there. Nick, our drunk treat of the week comes from us none other than San Francisco-based Flash in the Pan band Smash Mouth, who decided on Saturday to take it upon themselves to rage some kind of Twitter vendetta, a war against Packer fans about not being from Wisconsin. And boy, I really wish this was more in jest, but like, where the hell is Smash Mouth coming from on their official account, going in and ragging on football fandom? It's a very weird 2021 moment to have Smash Mouth out here flaming random Packer fans for not being from Wisconsin.
I loved it. I thought it was funny. It was crazy. It was dumb, but it was funny.
What I actually appreciated,
twice, Todd. Sorry, Todd tried to talk twice. I cut him off, and then you cut him off.
Go ahead, Todd.
Nah, you guys got it. I'm watching baseball.
Who's playing?
Dodgers,
Cardinals, Dodgers.
How upset are you that the Yankees are out?
I'm over it.
Oh, okay. Good talk.
He didn't wear his Jeter shirt today.
It's dirty. Had it on yesterday. Let's move on. What were you talking about? Smash Mouth. Yeah. Hey, now you're an all-star. Blah, blah, blah. Let's go watch Shrek. Fuck it.
And not just Shrek, but Shrek 2 doubled up. It's good for you.
Here's the thing with God damn it.
3 times.
You just do this. I was going to do this. There, I'll mute both of them so I could talk here. What was funny about Smash Mouth is that they kept putting in caveats as people would be like, oh, well, I'm from Mexico. They'd be like, well, that's fine. If you're international, you can pick who you want to. And then people would be like, well, I'm from here, but I'm a Bills fan. Like, well, that's fine because they've been bad for a long time. So it's like, so as long as you're picking a team that has sucked for most of your life, you're fine. But if you choose a team that has been good or is good, then hold on, you're an asshole.
Hold on, you're an asshole.
Sorry. Thank you. I said it, and as soon as I said it, I was like, okay, that works.
Yeah, it goes like that.
I do appreciate, though, that they weren't going full jackassery.
No, they did.
Well, okay, hold on, because here's what I'm saying. This is from my personal experience with it, because I quote tweeted them with, just some random bullshit about how much they're a jackass, and also found a fantastic clip from a sketch from Mad TV that just rags on them being like complete sellouts and not being good at music. And they tweeted and said that they actually thought the video was kind of funny. And so I feel like there was at least something behind that where they were like,
wasn't their initial response to that something about they've got gold toilet seats?
Right, because that's in the video.
Right. But essentially, when I read that, I took that as guess what? We're still making money.
No, I don't think that's what they. No, I don't.
Okay.
Homeboy has a heart condition now. That's why he's been so quiet lately.
Who, the fat one?
Yeah. Sorry.
He looks exactly like John Popper.
About?
The fat guy from Smash Mouth, the one that's
I thought you were talking about the fat guy in the show. I was like, dude, I'm heart condition. What the fuck are you talking about? I'm fine. Jesus Christ.
Uncle Bob apparently. Oh, the Giants. Oh, you mean okay? I get you. I got you.
Indigenous.
That's actually a good point. The San Francisco Giants are not from San Francisco.
Yeah, but since I was born, they weren't good for a while, so it's fine.
And one of their uncles got drafted by them. If you didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Yeah.
Cool. How'd that work out for him?
Oh, he's a movie star.
He probably made more than them. You guys want to get to some bar bets?
Yes, please.
Perfect. Somebody helped me out and filled out the third one there because I didn't get a third one in there, so I appreciate that, Todd.
Yeah.
Why don't we get yours in there first, Todd? So we'll have you lead hit off. Does the Packers defense, get over or under 1.5 turnovers against this Bengals offense? Todd, since 5's up there already, I assume you're going to start us off.
Yeah, I guess so. Thanks, producer Nick. Put me on the spot. I'm gonna take the under on this one. The defense has been playing a lot better, but again, this is an offense that I think can be explosive. And I think without Jair in there, they're going to have to try some different things schematically to help everybody out in the secondary, which could create some issues. So I don't think they're going to get to. I'm going to go 5 Bakhtiari's under.
All right, Jimmy.
This one's tough because Burrow he's good, but he's still so damn young, and they don't have a good offensive line. But because pretty much what Todd mentioned, I'm gonna go 3 Bakhtiari's under. I think we'll get one.
Whoa, don't be too confident in that decision.
I'm not. Hence the 3 Bakhtiari's. I think.
Why don't you go 2 Bakhtiari's over?
Why don't you go fuck yourself? How about that?
As soon as we wrap this up.
So I'm gonna go 3 Bakhtiari's under. I think we'll get one, but I don't know if we'll generate. I think we'll get pressure, but at the same time, I don't know how close our DBs are going to be with Jair being out and what we're going to have to do in the secondary. And that being said, with Jair out, we might have to drop a little more people back and only rush 4 or 3, and we see how that turns out for us. Not good. So I'm going to go under.
Yeah, I'm going to go with you guys. I'm going to go under as well. I'll go 4 Bakhtiari's under on that. I just don't think that there's going to be that many opportunities to force turnovers against this team. I think Joe Barry is going to kind of play a little bit more conservative and just essentially you're just trying not to have your guys give up the big play at this point. You're trying to just make Joe Burrow play a perfect game and keep drives moving and hope that at a certain point you will cause him to miss a read or you stop him on 3rd down. But this isn't a turnover based defense. You know, it's not one that is generating turnovers all the time or works to generate turnovers all the time. So yeah, I'm going to go under.
I think pressure is going to be and that's pretty much every week. We say with every quarterback, pressure is the key to it, but really getting to Burrow, because I think if you do let him sit back there, even if we have more people in coverage or whatever we have, like he is able to pick apart some of the things. He's shown he is a talented young quarterback. So any quarterback in the NFL, you give enough time, they're going to find an open receiver. So it's just going to have to show that offensive line. They should have picked Sanal or whatever the fuck his name is that went to the Lions and shore up that offensive line. There's some holes in there that we can definitely exploit.
Penny Sewell.
Yeah, whatever the fuck it is. Who cares? He's on the Lions.
Yeah, who are doing their best to absolutely ruin him this year. So my next one was Eric Stokes gets a pick, but since we talked about turnovers, I'm going to flip this. And since he's gotten a couple of these weird phantom calls, does Eric Stokes get called for pass interference this week, Jimmy?
Sorry, Todd's such a fucking idiot. His private chat. Can you remind me? Does he get called for pass interference?
Does he get called for pass interference?
Yes, he's going to be targeted more this game. And I'm just going to go yes, 5 Bakhtiari's.
Jimmy, look at me. What's going on right now?
I'm going to let it talk. So I don't know who it was, but someone put in the private chat, I'm a big fan of exploiting holes, and it just really threw me off. So, Todd, I'm going to pass it back to you, and I'm going to let you go.
Hey, Jimmy, that's the private chat? Let's keep that private, okay? If Dan wanted that to be out in public, he would have done what you do and just put that in the normal chat for everybody to read. Anyways, yeah, Eric Stokes is going to get called for a PI this week. 5 Bakhtiaris.
Yeah, keep it up there, Nick. 5 Bakhtiaris, of course he does. Because these are the trials and tribulations you need to be a cornerback one. Referees are going to target you, not respect your gameplay, and you're going to get a bunch more flags than you deserve. And then eventually you'll break through, and you'll be Stephon Gilmore and get traded to Carolina. Jamar Chase, does he score a touchdown this week? I would assume it's Eric Stokes covering Jamar Chase if they go man. Like, he has to be the guy that covers Jamar, right?
No, they haven't trailed a receiver ever. At least not recently. They haven't done it this year. They'll line him up and play on their side of the field and go from there. So he's going to be matched up on Jamar a lot, but I don't think he'll trail him around the field. I still think 5 Bakhtiaris, Jamar Chase catches his touchdown. Dude's a phenom, having a great season.
Yeah, I'm following exactly what Todd said.
Genius.
You know what? Fuck it. I'm going 5 Bakhtiaris. No, I am going to follow Todd. He's super talented, especially with the weaknesses we have right now with players being out. And it's not even just Jair, but we don't have Zadarius either. I'm going to go 5 Bakhtiaris. Yes.
Yeah, I realize now that was probably too easy of a bet to make because, yeah, for sure he scores. I'd be more surprised than not if he doesn't score a touchdown. So, yeah, 5 Bakhtiaris, of course, he scores a touchdown. Let me just ask this, not officially. This isn't on the official record, Nick. Does he score 2?
No.
Sure.
Sure.
I got nothing to
Can I
lose
hear
on
3?
it.
Can I hear 3? 3, 3, 3, Todd, 3 touchdown, 3 touchdowns. Jamar Chase, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3.
No,
21
3's
points.
tough.
21 points.
3's tough.
All right.
Sure. Sorry, that's my favorite.
Why not? Guys, let the people know where they can find you, where they can follow you, and what you got to promote this week. Todd.
Passed it to me.
Go to Jimmy.
Follow me on
Jimmy.
Yeah, that's why I went. I said you passed it to me.
Right.
Yeah, Todd, shut the fuck up. Follow
Sorry,
me on Twitter at Jimmy_C08. Everything I do is posted there. Monday, nothing actually, because that's when I record. Tuesday, on brand off topic with Todd and Aaron. MVS show over at Game On Wisconsin at 7. And then Wednesday here with these buffoons, Lombardi's Bar. Just follow Twitter. You'll see all that.
Todd?
Like Jimmy said, you can catch me Tuesdays. I've got On Brand Off Topic and the MVS show on Game On Wisconsin. Wednesdays, I'm here with you clowns. Mondays and Fridays, I have Walking Off Pod. You can follow us there at Walking Off Pod. You can also follow me at the Todd V for anything else I might do that most likely involves Jimmy's dumbass.
Yeah, Jimmy, how long is it going to be before you join Todd on Walking Off Pod so that you guys are officially doing all of your media simultaneously together?
Probably like a brain injury to make me like baseball. Honestly, I don't know.
Like you're just like in a hospital bed, just
Yeah.
drool coming out your mouth.
I'll be hitting that computer thing that makes it read off what I'm saying, but I'll join it then for sure.
Yeah, we'll take you, honestly.
I'm on Twitter at DK.
Hey, Jimmy, real quick.
Me.
So when you were talking about, you don't think Jamar Chase, you didn't answer that. You don't think Jamar Chase will have 2 touchdowns this week?
Nah.
And Dan, you never answered that one either.
Oh, yeah.
Dan, where can the people find you?
At DK all the way on Twitter.
Okay.
I got this going on. Sometimes I'm on Pack a Day Podcast every other Tuesday. And I got an article on Game On Wisconsin every Friday as well sometimes. So
Is it just me waiting for Todd to say something? Like that whole time you were talking, I was like, Todd's coming in.
Yeah, that's why I was playing it real cool. I was playing it real chill.
Oh, you nailed it.
For producer Nick, for Todd
Well,
Barney, for
hold
Jimmy
on,
Christensen.
hold on. Everybody, hit refresh. 15 minutes. We've got open book coming at you. So go refreshing your beers, grab a snack, hit the head, get back here. We've got open book coming at you. 8:45 Lambeau time.
I'm
Now
Dan
you can
Cotton.
sign off, Dan.
Cheers, everybody.
Bye.